The slap echoed through the living room. Maya Johnson's head snapped to the side. Her cheek burned red where Officer Derek Walsh's palm had connected. The emerald dress she'd chosen so carefully now felt like a spotlight. "That's for talking back." Walsh grabbed her by the throat, fingers pressing into her windpipe. "Now get the hell out before I drag you out." The music had stopped. 40 guests froze. 40 phones captured the moment a cop's hand closed around a black girl's neck at a birthday party in Bellevue Heights. Maya's voice came out hoarse but clear. "You just assaulted me in front of witnesses." Walsh laughed. He shoved her backward. She crashed into the wall, knocking a framed photo to the floor. Glass shattered. "Witnesses?" He leaned in close. "Sweetheart, I am the law. Who do you think they'll believe?" His badge glinted under the chandelier. He had no idea her mother was already on the way. 3 hours earlier. The June heat had finally broken. A breeze carried the scent of honeysuckle through the open windows of Marcus Brooks's family mansion. The kind of house that screamed old money. White columns, manicured lawns, a circular driveway that could fit 10 cars. Maya Johnson stepped out of the Uber at 8:30. The emerald dress caught the golden hour light perfectly. Her natural hair was styled in defined coils that had taken her roommate an hour to perfect. She adjusted her silver bracelet and smiled. "Girl, you look amazing." Jasmine Williams linked arms with her. "This is exactly what you needed. No stress, no work, just fun." Tyler Rodriguez whistled low. Marcus really went all out. Look at this place. Inside, the party was already in full swing. Young professionals, college students home for the summer, a DJ spinning something current and loud. Catering staff in black uniforms circulated with champagne flutes and appetizers that probably cost more than Maya's textbooks. Marcus spotted them immediately. He weaved through the crowd, grinning wide. "Maya, you made it!" "Happy birthday!" Maya hugged him. 25 looks good on you." "Thanks for coming. Make yourselves at home. Food, drinks, whatever you need." Maya's phone buzzed in her clutch. She glanced at the screen. Mom. A photo showed a professional black woman in a navy suit, pearl earrings catching camera flash. Maya hit a decline. Jasmine caught the movement. "Your mom again? That's the 3rd time." "She's got some policy meeting tomorrow. Wants my opinion on her speech." Maya slipped the phone back into her bag. "I told her I'd be unreachable tonight." "What does she do again?" Maya waved a hand vaguely. "Government stuff, state level, it's boring." It wasn't entirely a lie, just not the whole truth. Tyler grabbed 3 champagne flutes from a passing tray. "Here's to one night where Maya gets to be a normal 22-year-old and not a policy consultant." They clinked glasses. The bubbles tickled Maya's nose. She let herself relax into the music, into the moment, into being just another guest at a party. That lasted about 20 minutes. The man in the police union baseball cap appeared near the kitchen. Tall, white, mid-30s with a crew cut and shoulders that suggested he spent serious time at the gym. He held a beer bottle by the neck and surveyed the room like he owned it. "Who invited a cop to a birthday party?" Jasmine muttered. Tyler shook his head. "That's Derek Walsh. He went to high school with Marcus's older brother. Off-duty, obviously." "Obviously drunk," Maya added quietly. Walsh's voice carried over the music. Loud, confident. The kind of voice used to being heard. "Hey, Marcus. Your brother said this was a classy party. Didn't know we were running a charity event tonight." A few people laughed. Nervous laughter. The kind that happens when someone in authority makes a joke that isn't funny. Marcus's smile tightened. "Everyone here is invited, Derek." Sure. Walsh took a long pull from his beer. His eyes swept the room and landed on Maya. Lingered. "Just saying. The neighborhood's been going downhill. Gotta watch who you let in." The temperature in the room seemed to drop 5 degrees. Maya turned her back to him. "Let's go outside. The deck looked nice." But Walsh's voice followed them. Comments to his buddies near the kitchen, loud enough to be heard. Used to be you knew everyone at parties like this. Now you gotta wonder who's casing the place. Tyler's jaw clenched. We should leave. No. Maya's voice was firm. We're not letting some drunk racist chase us out. Marcus invited us. We have every right to be here. Jasmine squeezed her hand. You sure? Maya nodded. Her mother's voice echoed in her head. Never let them see you rattled. Stand your ground. Know your rights. Be smarter than they expect. The party continued. Maya danced with Jasmine, chatted with other guests, tried to ignore the way Walsh kept watching her from across the room. Her phone buzzed again. Mom. Again. Tyler noticed. You gonna get that? Not tonight. Maya powered off her phone completely. One night. That's all I'm asking for. Around 10 o'clock, Maya went to refill her water glass. The kitchen was mostly empty. She could hear laughter from the living room, music thumping through the walls. Walsh materialized in the doorway, blocking her exit. Excuse me. Maya kept her voice level. He didn't move. You know what's funny? You talk like you belong here. Like you fit in. I was invited. So was I. The difference is, I actually know these people. He stepped closer. The smell of beer and cologne was overwhelming. What's your angle? Gold digger? Looking to hook a rich boy? Maya's hands curled into fists. Every instinct screamed at her to push past him, to walk away. But she'd learned long ago that showing fear only made men like Walsh worse. My angle is enjoying a friend's birthday party. Now move. For a moment, Walsh looked like he might actually stop her. Then Tyler appeared behind him. Maya, are you good? Walsh stepped aside, slowly, deliberately. His smile was all teeth and no warmth. Just getting to know Marcus's diverse friend group. Maya walked past him without another word. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Tyler stayed close. That guy's bad news, Tyler whispered. Maya didn't disagree. Walsh returned to his buddies near the bar. Maya watched him from across the room, watched him down another beer, watched him gesture animatedly, his friends laughing at whatever story he was telling. Then Walsh pulled out his phone, stepped into the hallway. Maya couldn't hear what he was saying, but she saw his expression, saw the way his mouth moved, saw him glance back toward the living room, toward her. When he came back, he was smiling, the kind of smile that made Maya's stomach twist. Jasmine appeared at her elbow. We should go. That cop's giving me bad vibes. In a minute. Maya couldn't explain why, but she needed to see how this played out. Some instinct told her that leaving now would be worse than staying. Marcus found them on the deck. Maya, I'm so sorry about Derek. I didn't know he'd be like this. My brother shouldn't have invited him. It's not your fault. Still, if he gives you any more trouble, let me know. I'll ask him to leave. Maya smiled. I can handle myself. My mother taught me well. She had no idea how prophetic those words would be. 20 minutes later, blue and red lights painted the windows of Marcus Brooks's mansion. 2 police cruisers pulled into the driveway. Walsh met them at the door with a smile. Officer Barrett stepped through the door first. Young, white, the kind of fresh-faced cop who still ironed his uniform with military precision. His partner, Officer Brooks, followed. Asian, older, eyes that had seen too much to be surprised by anything. Walsh met them in the foyer. His voice dropped low, but Maya caught fragments. Suspected narcotics. Saw it myself. Black female, green dress, probable cause. Barrett's hand moved to his duty belt. Where is she? Walsh pointed across the living room, directly at Maya. The music cut off. The DJ's hand froze over the turntable. 40 conversations died mid-sentence. Barrett's voice carried authority he probably didn't feel. "Miss, we need you to step outside." Maya set down her water glass. Her hands didn't shake. "What's this regarding?" "Outside. Now." The crowd parted like water. Maya walked through the silence, feeling every eye on her back. Jasmine and Tyler moved to follow, but Brooks blocked them with an outstretched arm. The night air hit Maya's face. Cooler now. The honeysuckle smell was gone, replaced by cut grass and something chemical from the pool. Barrett positioned himself between Maya and the door. "We have reason to believe you're in possession of illegal narcotics." Maya's voice stayed level. "That's incorrect. Who made this accusation?" Walsh stepped forward from the shadows, still holding his beer. "I did. I saw you." The lie hung in the air between them. Thick. Obvious. Maya looked him in the eye. "You're lying." Walsh's face flushed red. "So now you're calling a police officer a liar? That's a bold move." "I'm stating a fact. I don't have any drugs. I haven't used any drugs. You're making a false accusation." Barrett shifted his weight. "Then you won't mind if we search you." "Actually, I do mind." Maya straightened her spine. "You need probable cause. Reasonable suspicion based on specific, articulable facts. Officer Walsh's unsupported statement doesn't meet that threshold." The words came out crisp, clean. The product of 3 years studying criminal justice at Emory, countless hours memorizing case law. Terry v. Ohio, Fourth Amendment protections. Walsh's beer bottle hit the ground. Glass scattered across the driveway. "Listen to this one. You've been watching too much Law and Order, sweetheart?" "I'm a criminal justice major. I know my rights." "Your rights?" Walsh moved closer. The smell of beer was stronger now, mixed with sweat. "Your attitude is suspicious enough for me." "That's not how the law works." Walsh's hand shot out. He grabbed Maya's wrist, the same one he'd grabbed earlier, but harder this time. His fingers dug into the tendons until pain shot up her arm. "Turn around. You're being detained." Maya tried to pull away. His grip tightened. "On what grounds? State the specific grounds for detention." "Suspicion of drug possession, failure to comply with a lawful order. That's enough grounds for you?" "You're hurting me." Maya kept her voice steady despite the pain radiating up her arm. "This is excessive force. I'm not resisting." From inside, Tyler's voice cut through. "She's not resisting. Let her go." Walsh yanked Maya's arm behind her back. She gasped. The angle was wrong, unnatural. Her shoulder screamed in protest. "You're hurting me," she repeated. Louder this time, making sure everyone could hear. "I am not resisting. You are using excessive force." The metallic click of handcuffs, cold steel against her wrists. Walsh cinched them tight. Too tight. The metal bit into the skin. "My name is Maya Johnson." She said it clearly, distinctly, looking directly at the phones now visible in the windows. "Remember that name." Walsh pulled her toward his truck. Private vehicle, not a patrol car. Maya's heels caught on the gravel. She stumbled, trying to keep her balance with her hands locked behind her back. "Officer Walsh, badge number 4729. I want you to state why you're detaining me." "You really want to do this here?" Walsh's breath was hot against her ear. "In front of all your rich friends? I want you to follow the law." Marcus burst through the front door. "Officer, she was invited. This is my party. There's been some kind of mistake." Walsh didn't even look at him. "Stay out of police business, son, unless you want to join her." Inside the house, Jasmine held Maya's clutch. The phone inside started buzzing. Once, twice, 3 times. Jasmine opened it. The screen glowed in the darkness. "Mom." Jasmine's finger hovered over the decline button. Then she thought better of it. She answered. Hello? The voice on the other end was clear, authoritative, a voice used to being heard. Who is this? Where is my daughter? Jasmine's hands trembled around Maya's phone. Maya's being arrested. We're at 2247 Bellevue Heights and... Walsh snatched the phone. His thumb jabbed the red button. The call died. No phone calls during detainment. He tossed it back at Jasmine. It bounced off her chest and hit the driveway. The screen cracked in a spiderweb pattern. Maya watched from beside Walsh's truck, handcuffs cutting into her wrists. Her fingers were already going numb. That was my mother. I don't care if it was the president. Walsh pushed her face first against the truck bed, cold metal pressed against her cheek. You're in my custody now. You follow my rules. Officer Barrett shifted uncomfortably. Walsh, maybe we should... I'm handling this. The crowd had grown. 60 people now, windows filled with faces, phones everywhere, screens glowing like fireflies. Maya's dress rode up as Walsh pressed harder. She tried to adjust it with her cuffed hands. Impossible. Please, my dress. Walsh laughed. Should have thought about that before you brought drugs to a party. I don't have drugs. We'll see at the station. Tyler stepped forward, phone held high. I've recorded everything, every illegal thing you've done. It's backing up to the cloud right now. Walsh turned slowly. You want to be arrested too? Obstruction of justice is a felony. Recording police is legal. First Amendment. Smart guy. Walsh took a step toward Tyler. Know what else is legal? Me detaining anyone who interferes with an arrest. Tyler didn't move. His phone stayed steady. Walsh smiled without warmth. Doesn't matter. Video or no video, it's your word against a cop's. Guess which one the court believes. He grabbed Maya by the cuffed wrists and pulled. Pain shot through her shoulders. She bit back a cry. Time for your ride downtown. I have the right to know the charges. Possession, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct. Keep talking and I'll threaten a peace officer. I haven't threatened anyone. Sure sounded like a threat. Barrett, you hear that? Walsh looked at his fellow officers. Neither met his eyes. See? Witnesses. He opened the back door of his truck, a Ford F-150 with a thin blue line sticker. You can't transport me in a personal vehicle. You really are a law and order expert. Walsh shoved her toward the door. Maya planted her feet. The handcuffs made balance impossible. Walsh swept her legs out from under her. Maya crashed down. Knees hit concrete. A sickening crunch. Pain exploded up her legs. The emerald dress tore. Dark stains bloomed. Blood and dirt mixed together. Gasps erupted from the crowd. Someone screamed. Maya knelt there, hands cuffed behind her back, unable to catch herself or stand. Her knees throbbed. Warm blood trickled down her shins. Are you going to help me up? Walsh stared down. You fell. Not my problem. You knocked me down. That's not what I saw. Barrett, did you see me knock her down? Barrett looked away. The angle was... Exactly. Walsh turned back to Maya. Now get up. Stop making a scene. Maya tried to rise. With her hands behind her back and knees screaming, it was nearly impossible. She got one foot under her, pushed up. Her heel caught the torn dress. She wobbled. Tyler rushed forward. Let me help. Walsh's taser came free. The weapon snapped out of its holster. Step back or you're next. The red laser dot danced across Tyler's chest. Tyler frozen. Walsh, put that away. Officer Brooks finally spoke. This is excessive. Is it? He was advancing on an officer. I felt threatened. He was helping a handcuffed woman stand. Not how I saw it. The crowd erupted, voices overlapping. This is wrong. Someone call a lawyer. This is police brutality. Maya finally stood. Her knees screamed. Blood soaked through her dress. The fabric hung in strips. Her hair had come completely loose. She looked directly at Walsh. "You're going to regret this." "Yeah? Who's going to make me regret it?" Walsh holstered his taser. "I've been doing this for 15 years. Nothing ever happens." "Everything's different now." Something in Maya's tone made Walsh pause. Her voice held certainty that didn't match her situation, confidence that made no sense. Then the moment passed. "Get in the truck." "No." Walsh grabbed her arm. Maya pulled back. He grabbed harder. "I am not resisting," Maya said loudly. "For the cameras. I am simply refusing an illegal order. You cannot transport me in a personal vehicle. You cannot." The slap came fast. Walsh's palm connected with Maya's face. Her head snapped sideways. Blood filled her mouth. Her lips split. Complete silence. Maya straightened slowly. Blood trickled from her mouth. She spit onto the driveway, a dark splash on pale concrete. "You just committed battery in front of 60 witnesses." Walsh's face twisted. "I never touched you." "Every phone here says something different." Marcus's phone rang. He answered, stepping away. "Yeah? What? Why? Okay." He ran toward Walsh. "Derek, you need to leave, right now. My brother says—" Walsh ignored him. "Last chance. Get in voluntarily or I'll drag you in." "I want your supervisor." "You'll meet supervisors at the station." Across the street, an engine purred. Too smooth, too quiet, expensive. Headlights flickered on, then sirens, distant but definite, multiple vehicles. Walsh's radio crackled. Barrett listened, face going pale. "Units responding to our location. Multiple units. State Patrol? Why would—" The first motorcycles appeared. Georgia State Patrol. Blue lights flashing. They blocked the intersection, stopping all traffic. Then the SUVs came. The first Chevrolet Suburban was midnight black, bulletproof glass, government plates. It pulled into the driveway with absolute authority. 3 men stepped out. Dark suits, earpieces, hands near their waists where weapons lived. Their eyes swept the crowd. One spoke into his wrist. "Location secured. Preparing for primary arrival." Walsh's confidence cracked. "What the hell is this?" A second Suburban. 3 women. Same suits. Same professionalism. One carried a leather portfolio with an official seal. Then the Cadillac Escalade. It stopped dead center. A small Georgia flag fluttered on the hood. The license plate read, "Governor 1. Walsh went white. A GMC Yukon followed. Lawyers stepped out. A photographer with professional equipment. A woman in a blazer pulling out a tablet. 7 vehicles total. 2 motorcycles. 5 SUVs. The crowd swelled past 60. Neighbors emerged. The street looked like a premiere. Complete silence except for camera shutters. The lead security agent stepped forward. 6'4", African-American, built like a linebacker. His voice carried absolute authority. "Everyone back. 10 feet. Now." People moved immediately. 6 agents formed a protective perimeter. 2 flanked the Escalade's rear door. The photographer began documenting, flash after flash capturing Maya's bloody knees, torn dress, handcuffs. The woman with the tablet opened Twitter. Her fingers flew. Within seconds, breaking. Governor Johnson responding to incident involving her daughter at private residence in Bellevue Heights. Walsh tried to approach. "Ma'am, this is a police matter." The lead agent blocked him. His physical presence was weapon enough. "Back. Now." Walsh backed up. Barrett grabbed Walsh's arm. "That's the governor's motorcade." "What?" "The governor of Georgia." Walsh's eyes went to Maya, to the handcuffs, to the blood, back to the Escalade. The rear door opened. A Christian Louboutin heel touched pavement first. Black leather, red sole. Then she emerged. Governor Patricia Johnson stood 5'9" without heels. With them, over 6 feet. She wore a tailored black Tom Ford suit. Not a wrinkle. Not a hair out of place. Diamond studs caught the light. A Patek Philippe watch gleamed. Her face showed no emotion. She walked directly toward Maya. Didn't look at Walsh. Didn't acknowledge the crowd. Moved with decades of practiced authority. 2 agents flanked her. The photographer followed. Walsh's mouth opened. Nothing came out. Governor Johnson stopped before Maya. For 3 seconds, she simply looked, took in the handcuffs, the blood, the split lip, the torn dress. Her jaw tightened, the only sign of rage beneath that control. She reached out, placed one hand gently on Maya's cheek. Her thumb brushed blood away. Baby. Soft, tender. Are you hurt? Maya's composure cracked. Just a little. A small smile. Relief washing over her. Hi, Mom. The crowd exploded in whispers. Cameras went into overdrive. Governor Johnson straightened, turned to Walsh. He stood there. Beer-stained shirt, police union cap, face cycling through colors. The governor's voice changed. Cold, hard, absolute. I'm Governor Patricia Johnson. She let that sink in. And you just assaulted my daughter. Walsh's hand moved toward his belt. Some instinct. Some stupid idea he could still control this. Officer Barrett grabbed his wrist. Don't make it worse. The silence stretched. Thick, heavy, like the air before a lightning strike. Walsh's mouth opened, closed, opened again. No sound came out. Governor Johnson's eyes never left his face. She stood perfectly still, a statue carved from ice and authority. Officer Barrett, Officer Brooks. Her voice cut through the night, clear, precise. Remove those handcuffs from my daughter, now. Barrett's hands shook as he fumbled for his keys. The metal clinked against itself. Once, twice. Finally, the cuffs clicked open. Maya's arms dropped. She brought her hands forward, rubbing her wrists. Deep red grooves marked where the metal had bitten into skin. The circulation returning felt like needles. Governor Johnson took her daughter's hands, turned them over, examined the marks under the porch lights. Her jaw clenched tighter. She pulled out her phone, an iPhone in a government-issued case, started taking photos, close-ups of Maya's wrists, the bloody knees, the torn dress, the split lip. Each flash illuminated the damage. Mom, I'm okay. You're not. The governor's voice was granite. But you will be. She turned to the woman with the portfolio. Rebecca. Documentation. The lawyer stepped forward. Rebecca Brooks, 40, sharp. She opened a leather folder and began writing in quick, efficient strokes. Date, time, location, witnesses present. Walsh finally found his voice. Governor Johnson, I didn't know she was your daughter. If I had known... Governor Johnson's head snapped toward him. The look she gave him could have frozen hell. You didn't know. She let each word drop like a stone. Let me be very clear, Officer Walsh. You didn't assault my daughter because she's the governor's daughter. You assaulted her because she's black, because you thought she was powerless, because you've been doing this to people who don't have mothers who can make phone calls. She took a step toward him. Walsh took a step back. Badge number 4729. Is that correct? Walsh nodded. His police union cap sat crooked on his head now. Sweat beaded on his forehead despite the cool night air. Answer me verbally. Badge number 4729? Yes. His voice cracked. Yes, ma'am. Don't call me ma'am. I'm not your mother. I'm the governor of Georgia. You will address me as Governor Johnson." "Yes, Governor Johnson." The lead security agent approached. He handed the governor a tablet. She swiped through screens, her expression darkening with each swipe. "Officer Derek Walsh, 15 years with the Atlanta Police Department. 23 complaints filed against you. 18 involving Black or Latino individuals, all marked unfounded or dismissed." She looked up from the screen. "Explain that pattern to me." Walsh's mouth worked soundlessly. "I'm waiting. Those complaints they were investigated according to protocol that..." "Protocol?" Governor Johnson's voice could have stripped paint. "The same protocol that lets officers investigate their friends? The same protocol that's protected you for 15 years while you terrorized my community?" She turned to Barrett and Brooks. Both officers looked like they wanted to melt into the pavement. "You two, did Officer Walsh provide you with any evidence of drug possession before you arrived?" Barrett swallowed hard. He called it in. Said he witnessed suspicious activity." "Did he show you drugs? Point to specific behaviors? Provide any corroboration beyond his word?" Silence. "Answer the question, Officer Barrett." "No, Governor. He just told us to come and that there was probable cause." "So you arrested my daughter based solely on the word of an off-duty, intoxicated officer who has 18 complaints of racial profiling in his file?" Barrett's face went red. "We didn't know about his file." "That's not better." Governor Johnson cut him off. "That's worse." She pulled out her own phone, dialed. The call connected immediately. "Commissioner Bradley, Patricia Johnson." Her tone shifted. Not softer, colder. The voice of someone used to being obeyed. "I need you at 2247 Bellevue Heights Drive immediately, because one of your officers just committed battery, false arrest, and civil rights violations against my daughter in front of 67 witnesses. I don't care what meeting you're in. You have 10 minutes. She hung up. No goodbye, no thank you. Just ended the call. Tyler stepped forward. "Governor Johnson, I have video of everything, from when he first grabbed Maya until now." "Send it to my office." She rattled off an email address. "And post it publicly. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere." Jasmine raised her hand tentatively. "I have footage too, and I recorded part of your phone call before Officer Walsh grabbed the phone." "Send everything, every angle, every second." Governor Johnson addressed the crowd. "Everyone who recorded any part of this incident, I need that footage. Send it to the email address my communications director is about to distribute." The woman with the tablet stepped forward, already typing. Within seconds, people's phones chimed with the official request. Walsh tried one more time. "Governor, please. There's been a misunderstanding. I was responding to what I believed was a legitimate situation." "A legitimate situation." Governor Johnson's laugh was sharp, humorless. "You saw a black woman at a party in a white neighborhood and assumed she didn't belong. You fabricated probable cause. You called for backup to give your lie credibility. You physically assaulted her. You handcuffed her. You knocked her to the ground while restrained. You struck her across the face. All of this is documented on dozens of cameras." She paused. Let him absorb that. "You didn't respond to the situation, Officer Walsh. You created one." Movement at the end of the driveway. Another car. A black Crown Victoria with exempt plates. Police Commissioner Marcus Bradley stepped out. 58. White. The kind of career politician who'd risen through careful networking and careful silence. He saw the motorcade, saw the governor, saw Maya's bloody knees. His face was drained of color. "Governor Johnson." He approached with his hand extended. She didn't take it. "Commissioner, your officer assaulted my daughter." Bradley turned to Walsh. "Derek, tell me this isn't what it looks like." Walsh opened his mouth. The governor cut him off. "Let me tell you what it looks like, Commissioner. It looks like Officer Walsh, who has 23 complaints in his file that your department marked unfounded, just gave us 23 reasons to reopen every single one of those cases." Bradley's hand dropped. Governor, I assure you we will conduct a thorough investigation. Oh, you will, but not your department. The State Attorney General will handle this, along with the FBI Civil Rights Division. The FBI? Did I stutter, Commissioner? No, but Officer Walsh is suspended immediately. No pay, no benefits. And if I find out he's been allowed anywhere near a uniform or a weapon, you'll be suspended right alongside him. Bradley nodded quickly. Yes, Governor, of course. Not good enough. Governor Johnson's eyes were hard. I want his body cam footage from every shift for the past 5 years. I want his patrol logs. I want Internal Affairs to open a comprehensive investigation into every officer who worked with him, supervised him, or signed off on dismissing those complaints. Governor, that could take months. Then you'd better start now. Rebecca, the lawyer, stepped forward again. Governor, we've identified 3 individuals who say they've had prior incidents with Officer Walsh. Bring them forward. 3 people emerged from the crowd, a black woman in her 30s, a Latino man in his 40s, a black teenager, maybe 18. The woman spoke first. My name is Latoya Henderson. 2 years ago, Officer Walsh pulled me over, said I matched a description. He searched my car without consent, found nothing. When I asked for his badge number, he called me She stopped, swallowed. He called me a racial slur. The governor's expression didn't change, but something in her eyes went colder. The Latino man was next. Roberto Santos. Officer Walsh broke up my son's birthday party last year. Said we were too loud. He threw my brother against a car. My brother had 3 broken ribs. We filed a complaint. Nothing happened. The teenager's voice shook. Jamil Thompson. He stopped me walking home from school, put me in handcuffs for 2 hours, said I fit a suspect description. I missed my mother's surgery because of him. Walsh's face had gone from red to white to a sickly gray-green. He recognized them. All of them. The realization played across his features like a movie. Governor Johnson addressed her aide. Marcus, get their full statements. Get their documentation. Get them legal representation. Pro bono. The state will cover it. She turned back to Walsh. Commissioner Bradley had moved away, already on his phone, probably calling his own lawyers. Do you hear that, Officer Walsh? Those are your victims. The ones brave enough to come forward tonight. How many others are there? How many people saw your badge and your gun and decided it wasn't worth the fight? Walsh was shaking now, visible tremors running through his hands. His breathing had gone shallow and rapid. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? For getting caught? No, I never meant... You never meant what? To hurt people? To abuse your power? To terrorize your own community for 15 years? Governor Johnson's voice rose. Not shouting. Somehow worse than shouting. Cold fury-given voice. Given. You meant every bit of it. You just never thought you'd face consequences. She turned to Commissioner Bradley. I want Officer Walsh arrested, not suspended. Arrested. Criminal charges. Tonight. Bradley's phone nearly slipped from his hand. Governor, we need to follow procedure. The procedure is simple. Citizen complaint, multiple witnesses, video evidence, probable cause. She looked at Walsh. Arrest him. On what charges? Battery, false imprisonment, deprivation of rights under color of law, civil rights violations, abuse of power. Governor Johnson counted them on her fingers. That's 5 felonies to start. I'm sure the Attorney General will find more. Walsh's legs gave out. He sat down hard on the curb. His hands were shaking so badly he had to clench them into fists. Commissioner Bradley spoke into his radio. I need units at this location. We have an officer to take into custody. The words seemed to hit Walsh like physical blows. His breathing got faster, shorter. His face glistened with sweat. The sickly gray-green color deepened. Governor Johnson approached him, slowly. She didn't crouch down, didn't lower herself to his level, stood above him, looking down. "Officer Walsh, look at me." He couldn't. His eyes stayed fixed on the ground. "I said, look at me." He looked up. Tears were streaming down his face now. Snot ran from his nose. His police union cap had fallen off, lying in the gutter. "You wanted to know who would make you regret this. The answer is everyone. Every person you've hurt. Every person you've threatened. Every person who was too scared to fight back." She paused. "And me. I'm going to make sure that every complaint filed against you is reopened. Every person you brutalized will get their day. Not because you touched my daughter. Because you've been a predator with a badge and the system protected you." Walsh's whole body convulsed. His breath came in gasps. His eyes went wide with panic. Then it happened. The dark stain appeared first at his crotch, spread down his left leg, then his right. The wet fabric clung to his thighs. A puddle formed on the concrete beneath him. The smell hit a moment later, unmistakable. The crowd went silent, not shocked silence this time. Something else. The silence of justice witnessed. Walsh looked down at himself, at the spreading wetness, at the puddle. His face crumpled completely. He curled forward, arms wrapped around his knees, sobbing. 67 cameras captured it all. Governor Johnson didn't laugh, didn't mock, didn't gloat. She simply turned to Agent Cole. "Get him out of my sight." 2 patrol cars arrived. 4 officers stepped out. They saw the governor, saw Commissioner Bradley, saw Walsh sitting in his own urine on the curb. "Cuff him," Bradley ordered quietly. They approached. Walsh didn't resist, didn't speak, just sat there, broken, as they pulled his arms behind his back. The same position he'd put Maya in, the same handcuffs. They lifted him to his feet. The wet stain was visible to everyone. His pants clung to his legs, dripping. Officer Brooks looked away. Officer Barrett stared at the ground. The crowd parted as they walked Walsh to the patrol car. Someone started clapping, then another person, then another. Within seconds, the entire crowd was applauding. Maya watched him go. Her mother's arm around her shoulders, Tyler and Jasmine on either side. Walsh looked back once. His eyes met Maya's. She saw everything in that look. Fear, shame, the realization that his life as he knew it was over. She didn't smile, didn't gloat. She just nodded once. "Now you know how it feels." The patrol car door closed. Walsh disappeared behind the tinted windows. The crowd's applause grew louder. The patrol car's taillights disappeared around the corner, red dots fading into the night. Walsh was gone. The applause continued for another 30 seconds before dying down to silence. Governor Johnson turned to her daughter. The ice in her expression melted. What remained was pure maternal concern. "Let me see your knees." Maya lifted the torn dress. The blood had dried, dark and crusted around the scrapes. Gravel was embedded in the wounds. Small pieces of concrete glinted under the porch lights. The governor's nostrils flared. The only sign of her contained rage. "We need to get you to a hospital." "I'm okay." "You're not." Governor Johnson looked at Agent Cole. "Get the medic." A woman in plain clothes emerged from one of the Suburbans with a red medical kit. She knelt in front of Maya, already pulling out antiseptic and gauze. The sting made Maya hiss through her teeth. "Sorry," the medic murmured. "This will hurt." Marcus pushed through the crowd. His face was ashen. His hands shook. "Governor Johnson. Maya. I am so sorry. I never thought Derek would—" He couldn't finish. Governor Johnson's voice softened slightly. "Marcus, you called for help when it mattered. You stood up. That took courage. I should have kicked him out the second he started making comments." "Yes, you should have. But you're young. You'll learn. She placed a hand on his shoulder. What matters is what you do next. Marcus nodded. I'll never let something like this happen again. Good. Jasmine and Tyler appeared at Maya's side. Jasmine was crying. Tyler's jaw was clenched tight. Girl. Jasmine's voice broke. I thought, when he hit you. Maya reached for her hand. I'm okay. Really. You're not okay. Your face is bleeding. Your knees are destroyed. I'm alive. That matters. Governor Johnson looked at them. You're Maya's friends? Yes, ma'am, Governor. Tyler stumbled over the title. You stood up for her. You recorded when it mattered. You called me when she couldn't. The governor extended her hand. Thank you. They shook hands with Georgia's governor like it was a dream. Engines announced new arrivals, news vans. Channel 2, Channel 5, CNN's local affiliate. Reporters spilled out with cameramen. Satellite dishes unfolded. Lights blazed, turning night into artificial day. Sarah Kim, the governor's communications director, intercepted them. Governor Johnson will make a brief statement in 5 minutes. No questions until she's finished. The reporters nodded. Governor Johnson's aide brought over a portable podium. The seal of Georgia glinted gold against black. They set it up on Marcus's lawn, right where Walsh had knocked Maya down. The symbolism wasn't accidental. Microphones bristled from the podium. Governor Johnson stepped behind them. Cameras went live, red lights glowing, broadcasting to the entire state. Tonight, my daughter, Maya Johnson, was illegally detained, physically assaulted, and had her civil rights violated by Officer Derek Walsh of the Atlanta Police Department. Her voice carried, clear, unmistakable. She was handcuffed without probable cause, knocked to the ground while restrained, struck across the face, all captured on multiple cameras by multiple witnesses. She paused. Let that sink in. But Maya is one of the lucky ones. She had a mother who could make a phone call. She had friends who recorded evidence. She had the privilege of connections and education. How many others don't? The question hung in the air. Officer Walsh has been arrested and will face criminal charges, but this is not just about one bad officer. This is about a system that protected him for 15 years while he terrorized the community he was supposed to serve. Rebecca stepped forward with a prepared statement. Governor Johnson glanced at it, then set it aside. She was speaking from the heart now. Effective immediately, I am directing the State Attorney General to investigate the Atlanta Police Department for patterns of civil rights violations. I am calling an emergency session of the state legislature to pass comprehensive police accountability reform. Citizen oversight boards with real power. Body cameras that cannot be disabled. An independent prosecutor's office for police misconduct cases. The reporters scribbled furiously. Additionally, I am creating a task force to review every complaint filed against Officer Walsh and officers like him. Every victim will have access to state resources, every case reopened with fresh eyes. A reporter raised her hand. Governor Johnson ignored her. She wasn't done. My daughter told me something. She said she believes in the system's potential, not its current reality. That's the difference between hope and naivety. Hope demands action. Hope demands change. She looked directly into the cameras. I'm the governor of Georgia. I have power, resources, a platform, and I'm going to use all of it to make sure no parent has to watch their child be brutalized by the people we trust to protect us. She gestured. Questions? Hands shot up. Governor, will you be filing a civil suit? Yes, both criminal and civil complaints. What about Officer Walsh's pension? If convicted, Georgia law allows forfeiture of pension benefits. I'll push for that. Critics might say you're using your position to get special treatment. Governor Johnson's eyes went cold. My position is the only reason my daughter got justice tonight. That's not a defense of the system. That's an indictment of it. Next question. The press conference continued for 10 minutes. Then Governor Johnson cut it off. That's all. Full statements available through my office in the morning. She stepped away, walked back to Maya, who was standing now, both knees wrapped in white gauze. Come on, baby. Let's go home. I need to thank everyone first. LaToya, Roberto, and Jamil stood together. An impromptu support group born from shared trauma. Maya approached them. Thank you for speaking up, for being brave. LaToya's eyes were wet. No, thank you. For 15 years I thought nobody would believe me. Tonight I believed. Roberto nodded. My brother has PTSD from what Walsh did. Maybe now we get closure. Jamil looked at Governor Johnson. I'm going to be a cop, a good one, because of tonight. Someone has to change things from inside. Governor Johnson put her hand on his shoulder. The system needs people like you, people who've seen its failures and still believe it can be better. Tyler checked his phone. Maya, the video has 3 million views. 3 million in less than an hour. Jasmine showed her screen. Trending #1 nationally, #Justice for Maya, #Accountability Matters. Marcus appeared, phone in hand. Governor, I want to donate to organizations fighting police brutality. Several other guests do too. Can your office provide a list? Governor Johnson's aide was already typing. Sending it now. An impromptu fundraiser began on the lawn. Phones out, Venmo, Cash App, credit cards, people pledging hundreds, some pledging thousands. Maya watched it all with wonder. Governor Johnson leaned close. You did this. Your courage. Your refusal to back down. I was just trying to survive. You did more than survive. You fought back. Everyone saw it. The governor kissed her daughter's forehead. Your father would be so proud. Maya's eyes filled. I wish he was here. He is. Always. They stood together, mother and daughter, surrounded by community, by witnesses, by people who'd decided that tonight, justice mattered more than fear. The last news van packed up. The crowd dispersed. The neighbors returned home. Marcus's party was officially over. Governor Johnson guided Maya toward the Escalade. Tyler and Jasmine followed. You too. The governor smiled. Thank you. You were there. You recorded. You called. And you're good friends to my daughter. That matters most. Maya climbed into the Escalade. The leather seats felt like heaven. Tyler and Jasmine got into one of the Suburbans. The motorcade prepared to leave. As they pulled away, Maya looked back at Marcus's house. At the place where her life had changed. Where she'd been knocked down and risen back up. The house lights grew smaller, disappeared. Maya leaned against her mother's shoulder and closed her eyes. It's over, she whispered. No, baby. Governor Johnson stroked her daughter's hair. It's just beginning. 6 months later. Maya Johnson stood at the podium in the Georgia State Capitol. Sunlight streamed through tall windows, catching the gold embroidery on her graduation robe. Summa cum laude, criminal justice, Emory University. But she wasn't here for a celebration. The hearing room was packed. Senators, representatives, reporters, citizens who'd driven hours to be here, all waiting to hear what she had to say about House Bill 2847. The Community Police Accountability Act. My name is Maya Johnson, her voice carried without a microphone, steady, clear. 6 months ago, I was assaulted by a police officer at a birthday party. I was handcuffed without cause, knocked to the ground while restrained, struck across the face. My crime was being black in a neighborhood where someone decided I didn't belong. The room was silent except for the scratch of pens on paper. Officer Derek Walsh is currently serving a 4-year prison sentence. He was convicted on 5 felony counts. He's been permanently banned from law enforcement. He lost his pension. He paid a $2.3 million civil settlement. She paused. Let those numbers sink in. That's justice for me. But what about justice for everyone else? Maya pulled out a folder, opened it. 14 of Officer Walsh's previous victims have now received settlements. 12 cases that were marked unfounded for years. 3 officers who helped cover up Walsh's behavior were fired. The police commissioner retired. The entire Internal Affairs Division was restructured. She looked up, made eye contact with the senators. That's what happens when we stop protecting bad cops and start protecting communities. 2 weeks later, House Bill 2847 passed. Governor Johnson signed it into law with Maya standing beside her. The video of Maya's arrest had been viewed 47 million times. It became a teaching tool at police academies, a perfect example of what not to do. 47 states introduced similar legislation. The Department of Justice launched investigations into 23 police departments, using Maya's case as precedent. Latoya, Roberto, and Jamil formed the Bellevue 3, an advocacy group now operating in 15 cities, going to city councils, police commissions, community forums, demanding change. Maya took a position with the State Attorney General's office, Civil Rights Division. Her first assignment was Walsh's case files. All 23 complaints, finding patterns, building cases, making sure justice wasn't just for the governor's daughters. She became a national spokesperson, testified before Congress, appeared on news shows, spoke at universities, always with the same message. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. The question is whether we accept that design. Officer Walsh is in prison. That's justice for Maya Johnson. But justice for everyone looks like a system that never creates another Derek Walsh. Here's what you can do right now. 1. Film and post. Your phone is an accountability tool. Document injustice. Share it widely. Silence protects abuse. Sunlight disinfects it. 2. Know your rights. Learn them. Teach them. Free resources at aclu.org and knowyourrights.org. Don't wait until you need them. 3. Vote for accountability. Prosecutors, sheriffs, judges, city councils. They're all elected. They all have power over the police. Know their records. 4. Support oversight. Citizen review boards only work if citizens participate. Attend meetings. File complaints. Be the change. 5. Believe victims. For every viral video, hundreds of stories never trend. Listen to them. Amplify them. Support them. The fight isn't over. It's just beginning. And it needs you. If this story moved you, if it made you angry, if it made you want to do something, start by sharing it. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. Post it with hashtag #AccountabilityMatters. Then subscribe to this channel. We tell stories that matter. Stories about injustice. Stories about courage. Stories about ordinary people who refuse to accept that this is just how things are. Hit that like button if you believe Derek Walsh got what he deserved. Hit that share button if you think every police officer should watch this video. Drop a comment telling us about your experience with the police, good or bad. We want to hear it. Because change doesn't happen in silence. Change happens when we refuse to look away. When we refuse to accept business as usual. When we decide that justice isn't a privilege for the governor's daughters. It's a right for everyone. Maya's story ended with accountability, with reform, with hope. But thousands of stories don't end that way. They end with hashtags, with protests, with families who never get answers. Your voice matters. Your witness matters. Your refusal to stay silent matters. So subscribe to Blacktail's Stories, share this video, and let's make sure the next Maya Johnson doesn't need a governor for a mother to get justice. She just needs us. See you in the next story.